How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Massive Beer Reviews, back with yet another review. Another mystery review. What could it be? It's a beer in a bag, or beer wrapped in a paper bag. So I don't know what it is. All I know is it's a mystery beer, and this mystery beer, or this mystery beer series, which is number two out of four, is brought to you by, that sounds kind of commercially, Eric from Beer Helps. He dug. I've been doing mystery beer reviews. This is probably my third series. Well, definitely, not probably, definitely. This is my third series. First one was sent off to me a while ago. It was a 7-can series that I did. That was pretty damn awesome. And then I did a second series sent for me from kind of southern Pennsylvania. So there's a lot of Pennsylvania beers. That was pretty damn fun. Those should be going up shortly, even though by the time you see this, that means they've already been passed. And this is the next set, which comes, like I said, from Eric from Beer Helps. It's actually at beer_helps on Instagram, so check him out. Super cool dude in the beer. And like I said, he threw these this way, threw them in an order, because I kind of like talked about how I was like kind of stressing about the orders my beers came in, or the beers in general came in. So he put them in an order, which I don't know if I like or not. I kind of like the little surprise of everything. But so the first one was a tart IPA based off of this. Number 2, I assume it's going to be a little bit bigger. We might be getting into the double IPA realm, or just a base, more robust IPA. Who knows? So yeah, I'll yammer less and yammer more and just say stuff. First off, label. Love it. Ghetto. Paper bag with a 2 on it. That's all we have. So let's pour this. See what it's got. Beer doesn't seem all that cold. It's weird. I had it in my beer fridge, which is right now at 48 degrees. But right now it just doesn't really seem all that cold. And, okay. See, there you go. There's preconceived notion thrown out the fucking window. Because what we're looking at right now, I'm guessing based off the pour, is either a brown ale or a porter. I'm probably leaning brown ale on this. Or it could be a black IPA, Cascadian Dark, but it poured pretty damn light. Or a porter. Yeah. Anyway, finger, infinite pilliness, super symmetrical bubbles, and that is dark. Not super dark on the pour. It's hard to actually glean a ton of color around this, but at the same time, on the pour, it was pretty easy to see through on it. So, not the darkest beer in the history of mankind, but at the same time, you can't really see through it on the edges even. So, what do I know? Let's get a nose on the sucker. Okay, I'm definitely think we're dealing with a coffee porter here. I feel like I'm getting coffee. I'm pretty sure it's a cold pressed coffee. And there's that other sweetness to it, like a brown sugary kind of sweetness. Don't think it's like a vanilla. Don't think it's coconut. I don't think it's coconut. But there's other kind of sweetness in there. Probably a milk porter, I'm assuming at this point. Maybe a lactose-based. I'm assuming, based off the nose, we're looking at a lactose-based coffee porter. Yeah. Like I said, the coffee doesn't smell like it's old-school coffee. It doesn't smell like there's much bittering in there. It smells cold-pressed, but at the same time, if there is lactose in it, which I'm guessing at this point, that would counteract a lot of that bitterness. So take that for what it's worth. The beer itself smells like it has a very subtle kind of roasted malt to it. Nothing too big. The coffee's definitely overpowering it, and that sweetness, like I said, now I'd almost bet my left testy that it is lactose, even maybe a little bit of vanilla, even though I didn't think it was going to be vanilla kind of vibes in there. I'm starting to get them. But at this point, straight up, going to go lactose, going to go coffee, going to go porter. That's what I'm getting. It's nice and sweet, too. So, yeah. That's what I'm thinking so far. Let's just dive right in and see what she's got. Cheers. Okay. I definitely go porter on this. Want to know why? Because I get this kind of underwhelmingness with a mouthfeel. Not necessarily mouthfeel, because the mouthfeel is cool. It's nice and bubbly and spritzy. But this taste, I almost get this robust nose almost all over, off all these nice big porters. They kind of lack in the mouth, and that's what I'm getting here. So I'd go porter. I'd go low ABV porter on this, too. I'd go right around the 5 to 6 range on this, too. Getting a tiny little bit of roasted malts. Getting that, like, coffee that I was talking about. a little bit of bitter in that coffee, so I don't think it's cold pressed now. And I feel like I am getting a little bit of lactose in there too. Get a little bit of like a metallic kind of astringency thing for some reason. A lot of these like lower ABV, and that's why I'm thinking it's a lower ABV. Lower ABV coffee porters, I tend to give me these kind of like a metallic astringency thing. I don't know if it's how it's brewed in the tanks or whether it's just how the roasted malt works off the coffee, and that kind of bitterness combined gives me that kind of weird kind of subtle metallic astringency, but that's what I'm getting off of this. That lactose on the nose isn't nearly as big in the mouth, but I still gonna just lay my wiener on the table and say it's a lactose coffee porter, just because it does have a kind of otherworldly sweetness to it other than the malt. Could be a little bit of vanilla, but I'm going to go lactose on this one. That's pretty much it. Really not much else to it. Like I said, nice mouthfeel to it. That bubbly, frothy, kind of porter-esque mouthfeel. But that's pretty much it. Nice beer. Nice chugger. Like I said, probably lower in ABV. And that's pretty much it. So let's see what we got going on here. Let's see. What color can do we have? Okay. I was going to guess this. I was assuming it was their Modern Times Black House. I was going to assume it was a Modern Times coffee porter based off of the taste. But, you know, it is what it is. Let's see what else she has on here. I kept talking about lactose, so we'll see what this actually has in it, if it actually does have any at all. It says here, Black House, 75% Ethiopian, 25 Sumatra coffee. Ingredients: 2 row kiln coffee, flaked barley, pale chocolate, Munich Crystal 60, roasted barley, midnight wheat, and oats. Those are the malts. It's so great that you like coffee. I just love that about you. Speaking of which, you're holding an oatmeal coffee stout, positively redolent. Is that a word? Let's see, redolent with coffee and aroma flavor. It tastes like a chocolate-covered espresso bean, only drier and more like beer. Nifty fact. We're one of the only breweries in the world to roast our own coffee, which allows us to be extremely persnickety about which beans we buy and how we roast them. Taste the OCD. Doesn't say anything about lactose on here. So yeah, there you go. That's just mind playing tricks on you, I guess. But yeah, nose had that. They're talking about just coffee and malts in here. That nose is very sweet, very, very outside of malty sweet. Let's put it that way. So I kind of find it hard to believe that there was nothing but beer or malt and coffee, and obviously hops and yeast in this sucker. But yeah, not too shabby of a beer. What's the ABV on this one? Just so I get 5.8% alcohol by volume. I actually believe I've had this before. If I haven't had this before, I've had a similar version of this from Modern Times. But yeah, really good beer. Nice. Like I said, on the porter end of things, I'm not the biggest porter guy in the world, so sometimes they can leave me a little bit wanting. But this one isn't too shabby. If you're a porter or a coffee head, it definitely delivers coffee in spades. But yeah, other than that, based off the nose and just going back into the mouth with that little bit of sweetness, I would have sworn there was a little bit of kind of lactosey vibe on there. But such is life. Other than that, after I know what it is, anything else beyond that? Yeah, it's pretty nice beer, especially for coffee heads. That's all I got. So let's talk about it. It's one of the better base coffee porters I've had as of late. Yeah, maybe on the outside looking in, it's pretty nice. Then again, like I said, I'm not the biggest porter guy in the world, so take that for what it's worth. Value and availability, not quite sure. Modern Times, you get drips and drabs of their stuff out my way. Usually they're a couple bucks a can. Like this, in my area, probably be about $5, $4 to $5 a can. Out there, it's probably like $2 to $3 a can. Take that for what it's worth. And availability, I assume something like this you might be able to find on shelves. Doesn't seem like something as super beer hipsters would clamor over. And just say, if you like what, will you like this? If you like coffee, if you like porters, if you like Modern Times, and if you like well-represented coffee, let's put it that way. If we're going to say anything about this beer, the coffee is the star of the show. It's what should be the star of the show in a beer like this, but at the same time, the beer is still there. It's not lost in the coffee. So if you love coffee, you like coffee beers, but you still want a coffee beer, not just a coffee thing with a little bit of beer in it, then this definitely is worth picking up. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hope you guys enjoyed the review. If you didn't, anywhere in between, please leave a comment in the comment section below and like and subscribe and all that fun stuff. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Untapped, Massive Beers, and all 4 of those places if you want to check us out anywhere else. That's pretty much it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a nice coffee beer right now, and hopefully see you next time. Cheers.